Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Elders who once sang songs of praise, who once praised Ebony, are now lobbying, the jewel to return back to the palace. Those who have been standing their grounds and saying that she will not return. As a matter of fact, before this whole seclusion issue, I think this is a topic I'm going to treat. Farende is fast approaching. They brought a list for Farende. It was, other diviners in the palace who told them that Farende does not require that kind of list. They wanted to start that drama, confusion they were doing during the full moon ritual. And when you see this kind of things playing out in the palace, it is not playing out because nobody is behind it. It is playing out because somebody is behind it. And who is that person behind this one that we are talking about right now? It is most of these elders, especially the ones who are directly related to Ebony, the ones who are in fact fighting, doing everything to ensure that, the jewel doesn't come back. They have tried and they were still hoping that they will succeed, but the gods have shown them. As a child of destiny, when you are fighting with your enemies, do not worry, because the God who has placed you in that position is able to fight that battle for you. Right now, the same people who were gathering and saying the jewel cannot return, the jewel this, the jewel that, if you see the way they are changing positions right now, all because of this affliction. They say those elders who once sang, Ebony's praises, who defended her at every corner, who swore that she was the perfect one for the great lion, are now the same ones walking away from her. They are now, saying they can no longer stand behind her because this is no longer palace politics of women competing for love. They say this is now about life and my. For months, they have watched how Ilefe has been shaken, how men who used to be strong are suddenly down with strange affliction, how families who once, mocked, the jewel now find themselves begging for help, and it has reached a point where they know there is no other way out except for, the jewel's return to her rightful place. Yanifa has been warning them. Yanifa was warning them, they did not hear. Yanifa was warning them, they did not hear. Now, have you seen what is going on? Have you seen it? See what is going on now. These were the same elders who carried their bunny on their shoulders when, the jewel was being attacked, packed themselves and went to Lagos right now as we are hearing. They went straight to the royal mansion. Hoping that their tears and their presence would soften her heart. They thought that if they showed up in humility, if they begged in person, maybe she would listen to them, but they were embarrassed. And because they said the great lion had already given a strict order to the jewel's personal security that no elder should be allowed to step foot inside that mansion. His words were clear: let nobody enter and disturb her peace. If they want to talk, they can talk to me directly. And they said this was the order that the great lion left to protect her, because he just came back. He is aware that they will go that route. So when those elders arrived with all their pride gone, okay, their clothes dusty from the long journey, they were stopped right at the gate. They pleaded with the guard, explaining how important it was for them to see the jewel, how urgent it was, how, lives were at stake. The security officers looked at them and shook their head. They told them the great lion himself had given orders that nobody should cross into the jewel's peace. The elders stood there shocked because in their minds they were doing the honorable thing. But what they did not understand is that the great lion has made up his mind. The jewel is going to be pressured. The jewel will never be pressured anymore. He will never allow that. Now, this kind of selfishness, self-centeredness is what I've never seen before. Okay, now that you people want the jewel to return back, where do you want her to go and return and stay? I thought you said she cannot stay in the royal mansion, that the king was working against tradition. in the royal manor, that the king was working against tradition. I thought you all said that she cannot stay with her husband, that will also be working against tradition. Okay, let's say that is understandable. Now that you're pressuring her to go back, where do you want her to go and stay? They said this was not just, the jewel. They have forgotten that this happens to be the same jewel that they have mocked. The same jewel that they have fought so much against. Do you know that the reason why they have this, this sickness that they are talking about now, in the first place, is because of the fact that they have been fighting the jewel. Yes, it's because of the fact that they have been fighting the jewel. They have fought that girl. There's nothing they have not done to that girl. Look, even after the full moon ritual, they fought, they kept fighting and fighting. It was because of that fight that the great lion didn't want to, in fact, he didn't want to be sounding like a broken record again, that made him to go and unbind Ogunjaye. For that period that Ogunjaye was in the palace, if the great lion had not done that, it's only God who knows what they would have done. And today, our God Almighty has brought you all on your knee to know how important the jewel is. To know that this is not just the great lion's battle. It is the battle with the gods. They have seen it now. They have seen it. They have seen things. They have seen things. They have come to the realization that, you see, things are not always the way that they seem. They said the shift was obvious. That Ebony, who once had their backing now, stands completely alone. Nobody wants to attach their names to her anymore. Some, in fact, they said the day that they were going, an elder had called Ebony's nonsense shenanigans. I had called Ebony's behavior shenanigans. Yes. The same almighty Ebony. Della writes, it is not a small thing. I said, when the Lord turns away the captivity of Zion, there shall be like them that dream dreams. You say the jewel, the forces that are fighting for the jewel are stronger than you can ever imagine. They said it was humiliating. Some of these elders had never been, turned back from anywhere in their life. But they said on Sunday in Lagos, in front of, the jewel's mansion, they saw power that did not look like politics. They saw that, the jewel is no longer the one chasing the palace. The palace is chasing the jewel. They saw that the great lion himself was the wall between the jewel and their cries. And when they realized that they could not see her, they turned back quietly after the order, looking broken and defeated, and that was how they left. The same jewel that you people have been doing everything to ensure that she does not return is the same jewel that you people want now. Hi, Lord. Anybody who says you're not great, that person is lying. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.